Hello and welcome to Video Revealed. I'm Colin Smith. Let's look at expanding nests with grave robber. All right, I'll have a link in the description to Grave Robber. It comes from the wonderful folks at Knights of the Editing Table. This is a brilliant little extension to do what a lot of people want, and that's take a nest, which is a nested sequence, and expand it as if all the pieces from the nest are now in the timeline. And if it's just a simple 1 or 2 tracks, it's not that big, but if it's really complicated like what I have here, oh boy, this can really save your bacon, and you get an undo if you want to bring it back. Now, in the end, after I show this to you, if you want to hang around, I want to tell you about the clips that I'm using in the music because it's fantastic. All right, so let's have a look at this. I've got an opening, introduction here. I've got sound, music, sound effects, and then I've got some titles before the nest. This green thing here is the nest. I've got some more sound here, the music, and the titles are over top of the nest. And the nest, if we open that up, actually has quite a few tracks itself. So it has these multiple tracks, the arrival, more sound effects, and lots of clips. So this is a pretty complicated nest. Here is the nest here. And once you install Grave Robber, it's in the Window Extensions, Grave Robber. And it's got a very simple UI. It's just this little shovel, and you dig it up. I already have my nest selected. If you have more than one nest, you can select as many as you want. All of them will be expanded. If you accidentally select something that isn't a nest, then Grave Robber is going to disregard it. So watch this. I'll click the Dig It button. And it's done. And there's the undo. So if I wanted to undo it, I can stick them back into the tombstone. But if you look at everything that's in here, the titles, remember I had those titles, they're still there above the rest of that nest. And in that nest, I actually had a, I had this great adjustment layer that I created to create this very cold look. And Grave Robber kept that at the highest level and kept the titles in the right place. If the titles were lower, they would have been hidden by something else. But they're all there, everything is good, and the whole edit is there. So that's Grave Robber. It's pretty simple, but it takes care of all of the housekeeping that would have to occur if you needed to bring that in. I mean, it's not as simple as copying and pasting in there. That nested sequence can be really complicated. So I wanted to mention a little bit about this footage that I'm using. And the footage is from Artgrid. The music is from Artlist, and the sound effects are from Artlist. And the first few shots here are not part of the original story. I grabbed these to set up an establishing shot idea of this woman leaving town with a dead body to go bury it. So this is yet another shot that I grabbed from Artgrid stock, this one too. But once we get into the graveyard, every single one of these clips in the graveyard right now, all of this, and anything of the woman driving, they're all part of an Artgrid story. So imagine if you had to go and find all of these clips of somebody digging up a graveyard and you had to grab them one at a time. Instead, I selected one story and had all of these clips. In fact, I didn't even download all of them. There was still more there. And then I just added sound effects, and I added the music. But you can see it's a complete story of her digging in the grave. We've got some close-up shots, her carrying the body and then digging it, and then filling in the grave and then walking away. Without this, I couldn't create a really cohesive story here. It would just be a bunch of clips that really were thrown together to try to make this work. But to me, it only works if this is a full cohesive story, and I could only do that this quickly if I had Artgrid stories. I'm going to do a future tutorial about them and their sound effects and how it makes creating my demo files so much easier. So head on over to Knights of the Editing Table for the Grave Robber. This will really save you a lot of time when, like I said, you've got that nest and you don't want it to be a nest anymore. And Grave Robber not only expands it, but it does all the housekeeping to do it the right way. Hey, if you're new to Video Revealed and you have found this informative, take a moment and subscribe. You want to support us some more? You can do that on videorevealed.com/shop. Donate once, monthly, anything you want. There's a bunch of free stuff. Become a member and get even more. Till next time, I'm Colin Smith, and it's my job to listen to the cool new extensions that are out there and show you how you can use them in Premiere.